Well, the day after I was in hospital, I had been told to be quite careful with the fact that there'd been an entry into the groin. So I was taking great care to do what I needed to do at home without exertion. However, I just moved the wrong way the next evening, and I had a spurt of blood come up into my leg. I got a fair bit of pain with that as the blood went into the leg. So what I had to do was go back to emergency. They assessed that it was just a leakage from the plug where they plugged up where they go in, and to rest. But it just took the recovery process, probably took me another week.
I stayed with my sister overnight and then I went home, but I was fine really. I just rested, and as I had the 2 weeks off from work.
The thing is, you are on blood thinners, depending, I suppose, on your own physical condition. And the side effects of the blood thinners are horrible bruises that can sprout up all over your body, but they don't hurt. I thought that that was a small price to pay for what could have been something more serious. Well, my cough did disappear, but I was assured by the cardiac specialist that had nothing to do with what he did.
Colleagues have been very supportive. They've been very, very supportive at work. Yeah, gave me the time off to do the cardiac rehab program, which was really good.
I was offered rehab at my local hospital. It was 6 weeks, twice a week. It was talks and exercise. It was a lot of fun. I met some lovely people because it was all done under supervision. We had physiotherapists. We did gentle exercise. I got very upset when they'd only let me use 2 kilo weights, hand weights. I said, I can do more. No, it wouldn't.
I have great intentions, but low in action. But going through the rehab system, through the hospital, basically retrained me. It got me into a routine that I got up and exercised 3 days a week, got out there and went to classes, learnt a little bit about food choices. That was critical in getting me from not just having the stent put in, but also getting back to good health. So after the rehab had finished, then straight on to my local gym to continue to this day doing exercise 3 times a week, which is essential as part of the ongoing maintenance of having a stent, because the surgeon can only open up the artery with the stent to make the blood flow. After that, it's back to you to take your own responsibility to get a result long term.
Did the cardiac rehab program at the hospital twice a week for 6 weeks, and that was excellent. And I go to an exercise physiologist on a Saturday. So I've never been fitter, and I've lost weight, but it took a crisis for me to lose weight, you know. I thought, no, I've got to lose weight.
I have made some changes, more exercise, trying to eat less. I'd say that cutting back on alcohol is very important, just for the overall benefits. It's hard as you get older, but just to be aware of what I'm doing, because it is for the rest of my life. So I accept that. Don't always like it, but I've accepted it.
Probably another 2 or 3 weeks further on, I then went back to the cardiologist. They put me back onto the treadmill, the stress test machine, run the ultrasound over me, and then took fresh readings to see what my capacity was. And it had increased significantly from where I'd visited them a year earlier. That validated all the work I was doing was worthwhile. And I got the feeling of good health now to reward myself for those changes.
It was remarkable what the stents could do. And my life has changed since I had the stents, you know. So I don't be afraid. It's it's an experience, but you know, it came out very positive.
I've learnt that I'm not too old to make changes, to make improvements to my lifestyle, and to learn new things about nutrition and health and lifestyle. I think even small changes have made a difference to me. So I keep making them.